Okay, I'm out here on a lot that I'm planning on building my next personal house on. And if you are a contractor, a landscaper, a concrete guy, an excavator, then I've got a tool here that I'm going to show you that I think you're going to really like. I have owned this tool for 20 years, and it's called a Zip Level. And it's branded in this video, it's branded Stanley. Again, it's 20 years old. I don't think it's branded that way any longer, but it has it's basically a digital water level, and it has a control station here. And what it does is this is going to help me. It has a cord that I've laid out, and I've got a point up here that's going to be the front box corner of the house. And so I want to know, this is going to be a basement, so I need to know how much fall I have from the front of the house to the back of the house. Ideally, the perfect scenario is to have 8 feet of fall. So we're going to try to see exactly how much I have. And then I'm also in a very wooded area, which is another reason why I like this Zip Level, because I don't have to have a clear line of sight to be able to get these elevations, which is key. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But I'm going to walk up here, and then we'll put it down on a point. And when I put it on this point, what I've got to do is I've got to zero it out. Okay, so this is how this works. I have a point here that staked. You can see I've got my digital pad here, and it's going up and down, and the Zip Level is staying right there. And I have to leave it right there. I can't move it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 0. And I'm going to zero this out. And now this point right here is now 0. And when I take this and move it down the hill and put it on my back point, it's going to tell me the elevation difference. All right, so what I've done, as you can see, I've moved over to the back corner, and I've got a line here, and I put my digital pad down here, and you can see that it's minus 8'4", 8'5". And so it tells me almost perfect to where my house is going to be, how much fall I have. And so I want to tell you a little bit some of the buttons that it has on here. So again, I could zero it out here, and then this would be 0, and I can move around if I wanted to. But it also has a scale, and if I press the scale, it just changes from just to inches or centimeters or meters, etc. And it also has a resolution button right here, and the resolution changes it from 1/8 of an inch of accuracy to 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Right now, I just have it on 1/2 an inch. Now, one of the things you have to know is that you have to be careful with this cord. You can't step on it, you can't pull it. One time I pulled it, and now it just always blinks cord. I guess there's probably some calibration I need to do to it or something, but I don't worry about it. For what I'm doing, it's perfectly fine, and I think the ones they have out now are a little bit better. Okay, so once again, this thing is a Stanley Zip Level, or you can just Google Zip Level, and it's under another company now. But the thing I like about this is you can, if I want to be in a house, and you can see around corners. So if the framing's already up, or if sheetrock is up, and I want to see if there's an elevation difference from one side of the house to the other, or more importantly, if I want to be in a garage and a landscaper gets started and he's putting up soil against my house, and I want to make sure that he's not pushing up too tall, I can set this on one side of the garage, walk outside, go to the other side of the garage on the exterior, and then see what the difference is between the slab height or the top of wall height in my garage versus what the excavator is doing outside. That's a real life example of how I've used it before. All right, so just a couple more things real quick before I leave about the Zip Level is this handheld does have a screw on the back, and it comes with a stand. And so if I wanted to screw it in, and then I think this thing maybe goes up to 3 or 3.5 feet or so, I can telescope that out. And then also it's got some stakes right here, so I can put it down. It's made to be able to put stakes in right here in this corner, right here in this corner. Now it is sensitive to sunlight, and so I have been out on a job many years ago and was checking building pad elevation, which is another thing this thing is great for. So my excavator doesn't leave, and then he's off 6 inches, and now I got to come in there and buy a whole bunch more gravel just to make up for that. So this thing pays for itself over time, but the cord can get heat sensitive, so you have to recalibrate it every now and then depending on how much sun you're getting. You recalibrate it every hour, just check it every now and then. I don't ever really have it out that long when I'm checking my points, so it's worked fine for me.